Okay, we knew this was coming, but now we have confirmed dates. One of the characters that you guys should have been saving for is going to be coming out here very soon, very shortly. So hopefully you guys have some cubes in the bank. I know that may be difficult, but this is a character you are probably going to want to summon on. If you don't summon on this character, then there are other characters coming up in the future that are limited that you might want to summon on. But for right now, I just want to put this out here and let you guys know that this character is coming. So to start off, on June 27th, we are going to get Red Inumaki. Red Inumaki will be available until July 7th, so you got a little bit of time to try and summon for him. He is not the character I'm talking about. He's a decent character, but I wouldn't say like top of the tier list, must pull, necessary character, right? Now, the character I am talking about is Shoko. Shoko actually comes out on the 4th of July, which is crazy, and she's going to run until July 7th. Yellow Shoko is literally, like, might be the best healer in the game. I don't know. Green Shoko's out now, but, like, still, I think Yellow Shoko is insanely good. Definitely almost a must-have character. Now, it's going to be hard for a lot of people to summon for her because, especially if you're free to play or light spending, you are probably still recovering even from Sukuna now, right? So it's going to be difficult. I completely understand that, but you might want to toss a few cubes at her, maybe a multi or two, and a free summon or something like that with tickets. I don't know, but you probably want to put something out there and, you know, hopefully give yourself a chance at getting this character because she is very good. And later in this video, I'm going to go over both of these characters and their kits and explain kind of where they are on the JP tier list as well. And then also on July 8th, we are going to get a rerun banner. This is going to be a rerun featuring the Hidden Inventory Gojo and Yellow Yaga. That's going to go from July 8th until July 17th. So if you are missing either of those characters, that'll be your chance to pull them there. And then we're going to, of course, get some events with those characters. So with Inumaki, we're going to get the Grand Exorcism Battle Abandoned Village Arc map events. This is going to go from June 27th to July 7th along with him. So that means more free cubes for you guys. There should be some tickets to get from this map event as well to hopefully get at least a free multi on Inumaki's banner. And then on July 4th, we get the event for Shoko. Shoko's Longest Day. It's kind of, that art is so hard to read. It's kind of weird. But that goes from July 4th till July 17th alongside her banner as well. Once again, more free cubes to be had during that event, and there should be some free tickets as well. And then we are also going to get on July 8th a Imaginary Realm versus Hanami rerun. That's going to go until July 14th. So that's kind of nice because that's an event we don't necessarily have to have, but that is going to be some more cubes and more rewards for you guys. So at least we're getting a decent amount of events. They're not really holding back on events. We're going to be able to get some cubes and stuff like that and rewards to hopefully help ease the burden of trying to save. This game is ridiculous though. Trying to save for pity on one banner, it's so hard sometimes. It's absolutely crazy. And then last but not least, we are going to have some special gachas. These are going to be paid, right? So we have the well, one of them is going to be paid. I should be more specific. So we have this Step Up Gacha June 27th through July 7th, and then we have this one right here June 27th through July 7th as well. I think both of them are paid, actually. Yeah, they're both paid. I was like, I didn't see the little paid icon in the top left of this one. I was like, where's the paid? Yeah, they're both paid. So the character and the Recollection one paid. I don't think these are really going to be anything too crazy for people. I don't think most people are going to want to pull on these because we just have the paid banners where we had the types, right? Like yellow, red, blue, green, and we could choose which type of banner we wanted to summon on and select up to 3 units. So I feel like most people who are going to pay already did that. So I don't think these banners are going to be super beneficial for anybody. So I really wouldn't worry about these paid banners too much in general. And one last thing I want to point out, I don't know if anybody cares, but it's kind of weird. If you were looking at X and you pay attention to X for these global bi-weekly event updates, the reason you may not have seen it yet is because they didn't post it to their Jujutsu Kaisen global account. This is actually off of Facebook, which is so weird that it's on Facebook and not X. I don't know if they're going to be moving over there or just got put on Facebook first and they didn't put it on X when they were supposed to, or if this wasn't supposed to be posted yet. I don't know what the reasoning was, but if you're not seeing it there, that's why it's not there, just so you guys know. Now we're going to go over these two characters here and we're going to talk about their kits, and I'll show you guys them on the tier list, the JP tier list just to be more specific, and we'll take a look at how they perform. So the new red Inumaki here is an interesting character. He doesn't have a black flash, right? His skill 1 is called Pop, deals 97.4% Jujutsu damage to the selected enemy. It doesn't do a lot of damage, right? Now, no surprise on skill 1. If selected enemy has any cursed speech counts, additionally deals 100% extra Jujutsu damage to the selected enemy. The more cursed speech counts the enemy has, the greater the damage. 50% extra Jujutsu damage per count up to 300% at 6 counts. If a powerful enemy is targeted by this skill, you sacrifice 3% of your own HP. If it's not a powerful enemy, you sacrifice 1.5% of your HP. So this skill can actually hit pretty hard for a skill 1 after all the additional effects, but the normal base damage is not that much, right? At level 10 it's 150%, which is pretty low, but you can get an additional 300%, so 450% on a skill 1 is kind of interesting to say the least. But yeah, his skill 2 is called Don't Move, stuns the selected enemy for 1 turn with a 95% chance. At level 10 it's a 156% chance, similar to other Inumakis we've seen in the game, right? Increases the selected enemy's taijutsu and jujutsu damage received by 20% though, so this is nice because not only do you get the stun, but you get a debuff on the enemy as well. So that's really, really cool. And at level 10 it's a 40% increase of taijutsu and jujutsu damage received, so that's actually pretty big. Effective for red type characters specifically, so he's a red type support. If a powerful enemy is targeted by this skill, he does sacrifice 8% of his own HP though, otherwise he does 3%. Also fills all allies ultimate skill gauge by 124 self-excluded. Like, this skill is absolutely insane for a red support. It's really, really good. Stun, increase their damage taken, gives ultimate gauge to all allies. Like, that is beautiful. That is a beautifully good skill. His skill 3 is called Rot, deals 177.2% Jujutsu damage to all enemies, so it's an AoE, inflicts cursed speech on all enemies for 5 turns, 1 count. If a powerful enemy is targeted by this skill, additionally inflicts cursed speech on all enemies for 5 turns of 2 counts. If a powerful enemy is targeted by this skill, sacrifices 6% HP, otherwise it's 2.5% HP. At level 10, it just changes the percentage right there for how much damage you do. And then last but not least, for the action skills, or command skills rather, is the ultimate, which is called Split, increases own Jujutsu stat by 27.9% 1 time, deals 563.7 Jujutsu damage to all enemies. If the enemy has any cursed speech counts, additionally deals 100% Jujutsu damage to the selected enemy. The more cursed speech counts the enemy has, the greater the damage. 66.7% extra Jujutsu damage per count, up to 600% at 9 counts. Removes 6 cursed speech counts from all enemies. If a powerful enemy is targeted by this skill, sacrifices 10% HP, otherwise sacrifices 4.5% HP, increases own cursed energy consumption efficiency for 3 turns. So this character is very interesting, right? Because they have that skill 2, which is an insane support skill, but then the rest of their kit seems to be centered around making the support character do damage. So it's a support character who can not only support the team, but can also do a decent amount of damage himself, which I find kind of unique and is kind of cool and makes him a nice character all the way around. Not the best character. I think he'd be a better character if he had actually more support for the team on his command skills, but it's still not bad. And then his auto skill here, Throat Medicine, at the start of each turn recovers own HP by 10%. It's only a 50% chance to do that though. You are losing quite a bit of HP as whenever you use skills, right? So it'd be nice to actually be able to run him potentially with a healer in general. But overall, in terms of support, I think he's actually a very decent support character. I liken him kind of like to Yellow Nanami. Yellow Nanami is a really good support damage dealer for the yellow team, while Red Inumaki is a really good support damage dealer for the red team. Next up, we have Shoko. Shoko is, once again, the must-pull character, more or less. I mean, you can probably skip her to a degree because, once again, we are going to have the limited green Honored One Gojo coming out, the Teen Shoko, and then Nanami as well. We don't know how good Nanami is just yet, but all those characters will be coming out, and so Green Shoko is about as good as Yellow Shoko, so if you don't happen to get this character right, then you're not completely in trouble because you do have the chance to get Green Shoko down the line. So skill 1 is Sample Retrieval. deals 120% melee taijutsu damage to the selected enemy, decreases own damage received by 10% for 3 turns. At level 10, it does go up to 15% damage reduction and a little bit more damage. Her skill 2 is Reverse Cursed Technique. Recovers the selected ally's HP by 35% of Jujutsu, decreases the value of 2 of the selected allies' eligible debuffs by 30%, prioritizes the most recent debuff, and then deals damage when used on a cursed spirit. So don't try to heal a cursed spirit because it hurts them, right? It doesn't really help you, but that is pretty good. And then when you go to level 10, this is the crazy part though. Recovers the selected allies' HP by 60%. That is crazy good. That is so good. And then decreasing the value of debuffs is just like the cherry on top, but that's insanely good for a 10 cost on cursed energy. That's what makes it insane. The amount of cursed energy it takes to actually use this skill is broken. Skill 3, Intelligence Sharing, increases the selected enemy's damage received by 10% for 2 turns. So not only can she heal your allies, she can debuff the opponents and also buff your allies. Increases all allies' taijutsu and jujutsu stat by 31% for 3 turns, effective for yellow type allies. At level 10 though, it goes up to they take 15% damage and then a 62% buff to taijutsu and jujutsu for yellow allies. That's absolutely insane. 20 cursed energy to use that is still not terrible at all. Like that, these 2 skills are insanely good. Her first skill is like meh, right? But it's skill 1, so it doesn't matter. Her ultimate, I can take them apart as I please, right? Deals 680% melee taijutsu damage to the selected enemy, increases all allies' damage dealt by 30%, so another buff on her ultimate for 2 turns, increases all allies' ultimate skill gauge charging rate by 20% for 2 turns. This is huge because that means after using your first ultimate, if you use her with your allies all ulting on the same turn, that means the next ultimate's going to come a lot quicker for your allies. So this could be huge for characters. So that's actually really good. And at level 10, it's up to 30%, right? That's even better. And the damage dealt increase is even higher. Like, it's so good. It's genuinely so good. And then her first auto skill, Holding Operation. If an ally's HP is 40% or below at the start of a turn, excluding self, recovers all allies' HP by 30%. As if what she did above wasn't enough, she does this as well. She will deal damage to cursed spirits though, so don't run them on the same team. Decreases the value of 1 of all allies' eligible debuffs by 30%, prioritizes the most recent debuff, and then similar to Yuta, she can only do this up to 3 times in battle. But honestly, still kind of insane. Shoko is absolutely broken. And last but not least, we're going to take a look at the tier list here for JP. So for Red Inumaki, right, he is an S rank. S rank is technically the middle of the tier list, right? So you have B, A plus, then you have S like directly in the middle. Then you have S plus, double S, and triple S tier for the JP tier list. So he's just all around like kind of a mid character. I mean, look at the other characters that are around him. I can attest to the fact that like Mei is pretty mid. Green Nanami's kind of mid. I mean, it's crazy that Red Nanami's down here now because he used to be used so much. But honestly, nowadays compared to the other buffers that are available, he's kind of mid as well. So Red Inumaki, by no means bad, right? We still use plenty of these characters. I know plenty of people use these characters, so he's still definitely a viable choice, but still not just as crazy as the ones up above. Okay, and then so where is Yellow Shoko? Yellow Shoko is in double S tier right here. If you see the other characters that are around her, right? Gato, insane debuffer. Toji, really good. Hollow Purple Gojo, insane nuker. Yuta, really good. Like all these characters in double S tier, very good. And there's Green Shoko as well. So like I said, if you happen to miss out on Yellow Shoko, I think you should toss at least a couple of summons at her if you can. But if you happen to miss out on her, then you do have Green Shoko down the line. Green Shoko also still a very good healer, very good unit. So it's not the end of the world if you do miss out on Yellow Shoko. But let me know what you guys are going to do down in the comments. Are you going to pull for Yellow Shoko? Are you going to pull for Inumaki? Are you going to save and wait for the limited characters to come out? This limited Green Gojo, limited Shoko here, and technically once again Nanami is going to be coming out as well. Limited Nanami, we don't have his art just yet, but let me know what you guys are going to do down in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the video, please consider going down there, hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, and thank you guys so much for watching and supporting the channel. Peace.